Hi, Dr. C. This is Rich Kimkoff, and this is my video presentation. So I chose why were anti-literacy laws passed in the South. With this little presentation, I'll be talking about the historical and the philosophical viewpoints, perspectives. I'll also talk about the importance of the law, and then also views, opposing, and also myself. So historically, the South, the whites and blacks, they had no problem um, educating each other. I mean, the whites would educate the blacks and the whites, schoolhouses, slave areas, wherever. So everything was okay. There was no problem there until the 1832 Nate Turner Rebellion, and this was a slave who led up a rebellion, like he says. It was pretty bad, and the outcome of it, the rebellion was squashed, but there were, I believe, about 100 people, about 50-50 on, both sides, the whites and the blacks, that were killed. So because of this, the white slave owners and whites just in general were very leery of the blacks. They thought there were going to be more rebellions. Um, they didn't trust them. They wanted them to basically be under their thumb. So from 1740 to 1834, southern states, they passed these anti-literacy laws, which pretty much stated that no blacks would be educated. They were not to be seen with any kind of books. They couldn't have books. And if whites or blacks were caught um, educating the blacks would typically be whipped, and the whites would have either a fine or a jail sentence. So that's the historical perspective of that. Philosophically, ethically, I think this was a travesty. This is something that never, ever, ever should have happened. But you have to take, the situation, the society, what was going on at that time. Still, personally, I think this was travesty, and this should never have happened. Biblically, I did a little bit of research on the New Testament, and the New Testament stated that at that time in society, slavery was okay because it was part of commerce, taxes, and whatnot. So there was slavery in the New Testament, but it wasn't like it was in the Civil War. Civil War, they had um, no rights, nothing. But in the Bible, they actually did have rights, and there was a maximum, I believe, 7 years that they could actually uh, serve the people. Then they were set free. So that's the ethical, the biblical. The significance, well, there were a lot of rebellions and escapes during this time. Things just got really bad, really bad. And eventually, President Lincoln, 1863, Emancipation Proclamation, made all slaves free. After that, uh, the U.S. Army, they kind of moved into the southern areas, southern states, and they established these black schools. So now everybody was able to get educated. Viewpoints, southern plantation owners, they loved the slavery because they got free labor and it generated income. Again, I've already talked a little bit about my personal views. I don't believe this. It should have never happened. And a whole part of society took another part of society and just took away their entire rights, which was just very, very bad. So that's pretty much my whole presentation. In addition, you asked about a historical topic, and I think what I'll do is the Sputnik and American education, what happened after that. So that's my little presentation. Thank you for watching it, and I hope you have a great day.